In the quaint town of Eldritch Hollow, life moved in delightful rhythms punctuated by the changing seasons. Autumn had arrived, casting golden hues across the landscape, turning the maple trees into a stunning canvas of fiery reds and shimmering oranges. The streets were lined with modest homes that exuded warmth, where children played hopscotch under the watchful eyes of parents lounging on porches with mugs of steaming cider. Every home bore stories, and every family was a thread woven into the rich tapestry of community life. In the heart of Eldritch Hollow stood a charming old Victorian, its facade softened by climbing ivy and a swing swaying gently on the porch. This was the residence of the Martin family, known around town for their kindness and quirky interests. At the forefront was Dr. Lucian Martin, a renowned geneticist whose brilliance was only rivaled by his jovial spirit. Though he could unravel the complex codes of DNA, he found solace in simpler pleasures, the laughter of his son, Ethan, and long evenings spent conversing over books with his wife, Nia. Nia, an elementary school teacher, radiated a warmth that seemed to gather everyone around her. Much like the freshly baked cinnamon roll she was known to whip up during the first scents of autumn. Dark curls framed her face, and her constant smile was a soothing balm for the occasional hardships life would present. Together, the couple embodied a love that felt almost palpable, a bond that welcomed dreams and creativity into their home. Ethan, their 10-year-old son, was bright-eyed and curious, as children of that age often were. With tousled hair and an ever-present smile, he had a flair for making everything seem like an adventure. He would often accompany his father on trips to the laboratory, watching in awe as Lucian took complex concepts and brought them to life, turning theories into tangible realities. "How does it all work, Dad?" Ethan would ask, eyes wide with wondrous inquiry. "It's all about understanding the building blocks, buddy," Lucian replied, kneeling to meet his son's inquisitive gaze. "If we can figure out how to play with these blocks, we can create something extraordinary." Little did Ethan know, his father's latest ambition was about to unveil a creation unlike any other, perfect clone, born from love and curiosity, designed in the image of an ideal child. He had poured months of painstaking research into a project born from the desire to answer questions about identity, empathy, and the fabric of family itself. The objective was noble, but wrapped in an air of uncertainty. Technology sometimes had a habit of outpacing our understanding of its implications. In a secluded room within the laboratory, Lucian placed the final touches on his remarkable creation. The space smelled faintly of antiseptic, spliced with the fragrances of wood and paper from all the books scattered about. Shelves lined with beakers and microscopes showcased the lengths of Lucian's explorations, but at the center of this sanctuary rested a dark-haired child, a boy, roughly the same age as Ethan. His resemblance to Ethan was uncanny, with bright blue eyes and an infectious grin that could brighten the dreariest of days. This was Aiden, the clone. "Welcome to the world, Aiden," Lucian whispered as the boy slowly blinked up at him, confusion morphing into fascination. It was a moment shimmering with love and anticipation, a sense of wonder swirling about as Lucian connected with his creation, heart pounding with excitement. As Aiden took his first breaths, a flood of emotions filled the room. Lucian felt as if he were witnessing a miracle, the culmination of years of work, the fruit of his labor embodied in this small, perfect form. With eager heartbeats echoing in the silence, Lucian cradled Aiden gently against him, overwhelmed by the tenderness cocooning them. "Aiden." Ethan burst into the room, stumbling over his own feet as he ran to his father. "Did it work? Is he real? Can we play? Breathe? Buddy?" Lucian chuckled, his laughter mingling with the warmth filling the air. "Yes, it worked. This is Aiden. He's special." Ethan's eyes lit up with excitement as he sidled closer to Aiden, gaze flickering between his father and this new boy before him. The three of them shared an electric moment, a spark of joy igniting with the potential of an extraordinary bond. As Ethan took Aiden's small hand, something profound unfurled within both boys, a connection that transcended words, the silent understanding that they were about to share countless adventures. "Can we go play outside?" Ethan exclaimed, his exuberance bubbling over. "I have the best fort to show you." Aiden looked between the two men, but he seemed unfazed by his new surroundings. "Do you know how to climb trees?" he asked, his voice clear and childlike wonder spilling forth effortlessly, as if he had belonged to this world all along. "Of course," Ethan replied, puffing up his chest like a little hero. In mere moments, the home transformed into a whirlwind of shouts and laughter as the boys ran out to join the world beyond, scampering across the sunny yard. Nia, who had been enjoying a moment of solitude with a steaming cup of tea, soon joined them on the porch. She watched the boys dash around, joy dancing in her heart as the sun illuminated their laughter, nestled in the cradle of the sweet little haven they called home. For Nia, it felt like a scene plucked from every cherished childhood memory, threaded with hope for the future. As she witnessed the boys bonding, a warm smile touched her lips, yet it was coupled with a twinge of curiosity. She had heard whispers from Lucian about the project, but the implications of Aiden remained wrapped in mystery. Lucian, she called, her voice barely above the joyful noise of their sons, is everything. All right, absolutely, Lucian responded, an expansive grin stretching across his face. He's incredible. I can't even begin to describe the emotions coursing through me. But, Nia, there's so much to learn. Aiden is yes. Nia leaned in, eager to hear the rest. He's a perfect clone, born from love, but born from love, she echoed. Softly, the warmth of the words settling in her chest. There was beauty in the notion, but still uncertainty bubbled beneath the surface. But what else is there? Will he understand who he is? Will he fit into our family? Those are things that will unfold in time, Lucian said, gazing at the boys. He'll learn same as Ethan, but he's more. A clean slate, in a way, learning about emotions, friendships, and love. At least that's the hope. Nia's heart swelled at the notion. She could only imagine the joys, the laughter, and the moments yet to come. Yet deep within, a flicker of concern sparked. What hurdles lay ahead if Aiden ever learned the truth of what he was? As the days rolled into weeks, the boy soon proved to be a natural fit in their lives, assimilating easily into family routines. Each evening, they would gather at the dinner table with smiles aplenty, their laughter resonating through their home as they shared stories and aspirations. Aiden quickly bonded with Ethan, the two of them forming an unbreakable duo capable of transforming mundane moments into spectacular adventures. They built impressive fortresses, concocted outlandish tales of heroism, and explored the woods behind the house, captivated by what lay within the realm of imagination. On sunny afternoons, there was little that could rouse them from the kingdom of made-up tales tucked away beneath towers of cushions and blanket forts. On cooler mornings, they would huddle in Nia's classroom as she shared stories of far-off places and magical creatures, connecting the reality of their existence with the realms of creativity. In the environment that flourished around them, Aiden thrived. He was vibrant and eager, a boy who would stop at nothing to experience all the world had to offer. But as the weeks turned into months, hints of unease began to weave their way into the fabric of life in the Martin household. Underneath the layers of laughter, joy, and adventure, there lingered deeper questions unspoken. A deep-seated longing for understanding simmered within Aiden, lighting curiosity in those bright blue eyes. All the while, Ethan remained blissfully unaware of his brother's growing introspection, relishing every moment of imaginative exploration. After all, the world was a wondrous playground just waiting for them to discover. One crisp afternoon, a perfect autumn day, as the leaves danced in the gentle breeze, Aiden and Ethan tumbled into the living room, their cheeks flushed and laughter ringing gleefully. They were animatedly discussing their latest adventure, their imaginations bursting with new ideas. A castle deep in the forest, Ethan declared, eyes aglow with excitement. Where knights fight dragons and we're the heroes, yes, and we will rescue the princess. Aiden chimed in, a determined smile stretching across his face. Suddenly, Aiden paused mid-sentence, his gaze slipping into contemplation. Ethan, he began, a hint of seriousness catching in his tone. Can we really be heroes if we don't know who we are? Ethan tilted his head, momentarily bewildered by the question. What do you mean? As they sat there, the tension of the moment settled between them, tinged with innocence and deeper truths that lingered on the edges of their youthful understanding. There was a truth awaiting them, the path they were destined to walk together yet ahead, revealing bond, love, and the challenges that lie in unraveling the very fabric of identity and belonging. For Aiden, the echoes of existence pressed quietly against his consciousness, tugging gently at his heart. Each day, the underlying questions grew louder, calling to him to understand the gift that unfurled within him and how he simply fit into everything. Unbeknownst to the boys, Nia and Lucian stood in the doorway, gazing at their children with warmth, wrapped in a shroud of unease. They understood the journey that lay ahead, the dance between love and truth, and the delicate balance required to navigate their unique family dynamic. But for now, the laughter, warmth, and love enveloped them, the future tangled in the bright autumn leaves of the present moment, one which could very well define the trials ahead, whether Aiden could muster the courage to face the truth, and when he would, how that would change everything. The crisp autumn air enveloped Eldridge Hollow like a peaceful embrace, the gentle rustle of leaves providing a soothing soundtrack to life in the Martin household. Morning light filtered through the windows, casting ethereal golden rays across the dining room, where laughter thrummed with the promise of a new day. Nia stood by the stove, the scent of warm cinnamon rolls filling the air as she prepared the family's breakfast. She hummed softly, the rhythm of her heart dancing in tune with the happiness that clung to every corner of their home. Ethan, Aiden, she called, her voice warm and inviting. Breakfast is almost ready. Within moments, a whirlwind of energy burst into the kitchen, the two boys tumbling over one another in joyful chaos. Ethan, with his wild tuft of hair, and Aiden, with his warm, earnest expression, were the embodiment of youthful exuberance. The colors of the autumn outside reflected in their smiles as they raced to the table, eager to start their day. Smells amazing. Mom, Ethan exclaimed, settling into his chair with infectious enthusiasm. Aiden seamlessly followed suit, his eyes sparkling as he gazed at the plate before him. Can I have two? Please? Nee chuckled, generosity blooming within her. How about 1.5? You can save half for later, can you? Deal. Aiden grinned, and just like that, the afternoon light illuminated the kitchen further, washing it in warmth and a comfortable familiarity that felt almost tangible. As they ate, their conversation bounced energetically between school projects, imaginative stories about their shared adventures, and plans for the upcoming Harvest Festival. The anticipation in the room magnified with each bite, a symbiotic knot of connection sealing the moment. Mom, can we build our castle for the festival? We should make it the biggest one ever. Ethan exclaimed, his excitement evident in the way he gestured dramatically. Yes, we can ask Dad to help us with the structure. Eden added, his enthusiasm bubbling over. He exchanged a knowing glance with Lucian as he entered the room, a cup of steaming coffee cradled in his hands. The flickering connection between them felt like the undercurrent of a warm stream flowing happily through their lives, building on years of affection. Good morning, my two little architects, Lucian said, his voice rich with pride. Count me in, I can bring back some real tools from the lab, and we can make this castle structurally sound. As their plans unfolded, laughter surrounded them, ease intertwining with the sheer joy of shared dreams. In those moments, worries faded and a sense of belonging saturated the air, as palpable as the aroma wafting from the kitchen. Later that afternoon, after breakfast had faded into a joyful haze, Nia suggested a family outing to the town square. The Harvest Festival was alive, bursting with vibrant colors, the air rich with applause. The cheerful clamor of negotiations over baked treats filled the streets, and townspeople filled the stalls, exuding warmth. The sound of laughter and joyous chatter enveloped them as they ventured into the lively hub. Banners adorned with golden leaves and pumpkins fluttered gracefully in the gentle fall breeze, while the smell of roasted chestnuts intertwined with the sweetness of caramel apples created a blissful cacophony of autumnal aromas. As the family wandered, Ethan and Aiden ran ahead, the latter blending with the festivities, discovering games and booths each bursting with possibilities. Nia cherished these moments, watching the two boys alike in their every joyous leap towards adventure. At one booth, Aiden spotted a painting station, and upon urging from Ethan, they made a beeline for it. Look, we can paint pumpkins! Ethan shouted, eyes wide with excitement. Can I choose a big one? Aiden asked, his heart thrumming as his imagination took flight. What about that one? Ethan pointed, and together they agreed on a hefty orange pumpkin, ripe for creativity. As the boys gathered their supplies, Nia felt a surge of emotions swell within her. Observing Eden, a deeper understanding of his journey began to unfold. He reveled in the simple joys of the application of color, the freedom of creativity, and the exuberance of being included in family activities. Let's make it the coolest pumpkin ever, Ethan proclaimed, and they began to work with artistic fervor. Laughter erupted as they splattered paint, playfully getting more on each other than on the pumpkin itself. Nia watched over them, guided by an instinctive feeling that she was witnessing hints of a deeper connection blooming between the boys. She felt an almost maternal chord resonating as she recorded this moment, forever etched in her memory, confident that they were nurturing something much bigger: friendship, family, and unity. As the hours flowed, the rhythmic pull of day slowly transitioned into evening. The sun dipped low, drenching the sky in warm hues of orange and pink, while the festival transitioned into an enchanting market of twinkling lights. Let's head back, Nia said, knowing they had consumed every ounce of fun the day could offer. As they turned to leave, Eden glanced back at the crowd, his expression lingering in contemplation. Can we come again tomorrow, Mom? He asked, genuinely hoping to continue the experience. Of course, sweetheart, she replied, her heart swelling. There will be more to explore. Eden beamed, the sincerity of those simple words gleaming in his eyes. As they returned home, the conversations flowed smoothly, punctuated with moments of laughter. However, as the day waned, a flicker of unease hummed beneath Eden's laughter, slowly unfurling an impatience within him. While he wasn't ready to vocalize it, he felt a growing fog around his identity, an unshakable yearning to understand where he fit within the complexities of their world. Over the next few days, their lives embraced joyous routines, the excitement of their castle building for the festival, intermingled with the comfort of Sunday dinners and family movie nights. Each evening was an extension of love and connection where warmth embedded and laughter swept through their home, carving memories into the very fabric of their existence. Yet, as moments intertwined, unexpected developments began to ripple through the seemingly idyllic rhythms. Despite the joy, Aiden couldn't shake the haunting questions echoing in his mind. He observed how he existed in a world differently from Ethan. Day by day, their bond deepened, but Aiden struggled against the whispers of his individuality. pushing against his heart as curiosity tugged gently yet insistently at the seams of their lives. "Why do we have different birthday cakes?" he asked one evening, a light tone barely disguising the undercurrents of seriousness that colored his voice as Neve frosted the cake in the kitchen. Ethan, perched on the counter with his feet swinging, looked over curiously. "What do you mean?" he replied, seemingly unbothered. You have your birthday, and I have mine," Aidan responded, the weight of his words rattling him. It was a delicate query, one simmering with layers even he didn't yet grasp. Neve paused in her task, the frosting curling atop the cake as silence seeped into the space. "That's true, Aidan. You both have your birthdays, and those are special in their own ways," she said softly, attempting to fill the void with love. "But you both celebrate together, so it becomes a shared joy." Aidan nodded, but uncertainty lingered in his eyes. As the days rolled into the anticipation of the festival, Aidan wrestled with secrets concealed beneath the surface of his growing identity, a connection that shimmered with warmth, threaded through experiences with Ethan, folded into the fabric of their lives. But in him, beneath the laughter and creative endeavors, a different truth lay buried, yearning for acknowledgement. Then came the festival day. The sun awoke with a renewed glow, casting an ethereal light that infused the world with vibrancy. The sound of laughter echoed through the air as townsfolk came together, embracing the spirit of the season. The Martin family stood at the center of the shining castle, representing not just the triumph of their collaborative efforts, but the experimentation of their bond. The sight of the towering castle, draped in an array of crafted leaves and twinkling lights, drew eyes from every corner of Eldridge Hollow. Children laughed and squealed with delight, adults marveled at its construction, and the scattered conversations around it resonated with the joy of imagination brought to life. But as the hustle and bustle enveloped them, Aidan's heart raced not with excitement for the festivities, but with the weight of unspoken feelings. He sought Ethan amidst the joyful chaos, a pang of desire to connect, yet was met with the tug of uncertainty that told him to retreat. "Look, Aidan!" Ethan exclaimed, pulling him into the moment. "Everyone loves our castle." As his brother ran ahead, beckoning him to join this whirlwind of celebration, Aidan hesitated. Deep within him lay a yearning to embrace this moment, but the flickering anxiety of his internal questions held him captive. Feeling an urge to open up, Aidan took a breath, gathering courage as he clung tighter to his worries. "Ethan," he finally called, his tone quaking slightly, can we talk?" Ethan turned, eyes wide with excitement gleaming in the festival light. "Now, but it's the festival, we can talk later," he replied, momentarily distracted. Aidan felt a swell of frustration battle with the tender bond he shared with Ethan. "But I need to tell you something important," he insisted, his voice breaking slightly. In that instant, uncertainty rippled through Aidan, the warmth of their connection caught in a fragile balance upon the brink between brotherhood and the fears looming between them. As he stood there, he felt the duality of his existence. While he thrived within the embrace of family love, he yearned to explore the truth that lived in the shadows, waiting to emerge. "Okay," Ethan agreed, sensing the weight of Aidan's words, "let's talk." As the town festival buzzed around them, the brothers stepped off to the edge of the exhilarating chaos, a small world of their own hidden amidst the happiness swelling before them. "Why are you looking at the ground? Are you okay?" Ethan asked. Confusion etched into his innocent gaze. "You're acting funny." He hesitated, glancing back at the bustling festival scene. Was he truly ready to unfold the depths of his heart? Yet there was a glimmer of conviction shrouded by the feelings swelling unacknowledged within him. "Aidan?" Ethan nudged, gently curious. Swallowing down the tides of uncertainty, Aidan took a deep breath. Sometimes I wonder about how we're different." Ethan hesitated, momentarily bewildered before his expression transformed into one of gentle understanding. "Different? But we're brothers!" "We get along. We're friends, right?" "Yes." "We're brothers," Aidan affirmed, emotion trembling as he voiced the cherished connection, but the threads of insecurity woven into his being surged forth, urging him to address what lay beneath the surface. "But I mean," he faltered, never having put these thoughts into words before. "You have your things, and I have mine. My origin." Ethan's brow furrowed, his bewilderment deepening. "But you're here. We do everything together, not different. You're my brother, my best friend." "Brother," Aidan echoed softly, warmth unfurling within even amidst the difficult conversation. "Well, I don't really know what that means for me. I don't understand everything, like why it's different for me. It's tough sometimes." In that moment, all the emotions tangled inside Aidan rushed forth, clashing against the brave front encapsulated within his heart. He felt raw, vulnerable, yet hopeful as he searched for understanding amidst the brothers' bond. Ethan stepped closer, looking deep into Aidan's clear blue eyes. "You think you're different?" he asked, his voice quiet, a tint sifting through Aidan's uncertainty with gentle empathy. "How? Because of the way you were born?" Aiden nodded, the flicker of pain within him reflecting in his brother's gaze. But I can't always be like you. I don't have my moments of being me. Ethan grasped at the words that slipped through Aiden's heart, longing to deliver comfort. But you have yourself right here. It's not about when you came, or how you came. It's just you. Can you just be you? The hum of the festival blurred as Aiden processed the sincerity woven into Ethan's words, feeling the warmth of their connection wrapped around them like a blanket. Suddenly, a vibrant cheer erupted nearby, pulling them back from their intimate moment. Families danced together, voices melded into laughter, and their castle, once a mere idea, now stood as a culmination of their families' love entwined in every corner of the festival. Aiden glanced back at the celebration, his heart pounding with realization. Here, amongst the brilliant radiance of love and community, lay the power of their bond growing stronger in the face of uncertainty. There was a flicker of hope nestled within him, wanting to break free into something greater, feeling yearning to flourish. Maybe you're right, Aiden, finally whispered, turning back to Ethan. Maybe it's not about the how or when, maybe I just have to be me, exactly. Ethan grinned, the joy of their shared brotherhood twinkling in his eyes, drawing a smile from Aiden as well, every trace of uncertainty receding. In that moment, the feelings rolling through Aiden felt profound, releasing possibilities of acceptance and mutual understanding within their friendship. Perhaps this was just the beginning. As the sun dipped lower, illuminating everything in softer hues, Aiden felt a warmth binding them together, stronger than before. And as the town emerged into twilight, the air thrummed with the potential of tomorrow, the promise of discovering not just what it meant to be brothers, but to embrace the journey of finding oneself, no matter how complex the journey might be. As laughter radiated around them, the magic of belonging. It enveloped Aiden, guiding him gently towards the next chapters of his life. The faint shimmer of confidence ignited within him, yearning for expression, a flicker of resolve set alight to explore the beauty of being exactly who he was meant to be. Together, they returned to the festival's heart, to the shimmering night that awaited them, full of laughter, warmth, and joy, and the anticipation of all that was still to come. Their shared story unfolding in tandem like the vibrant leaves fluttering in the autumn air, was a journey steeped in love, identity, and discovering the depth of brotherhood under the light of possibility. And yet, unknown forces began to stir in the shadows, unseen truths waiting to unveil themselves, pressing forward as the 9 days drew the Martin family deeper into the essence of who they were, waiting for that spark of understanding. Aiden felt it, brewing just below the surface, a call, questioning the nature of who he was born to be, and together they would face the echoes of those secrets unfolding on a horizon of understanding. As the festival illuminated the evening sky, Ethan and Aiden rejoined their family, basking in the warmth of the laughter surrounding them. The vibrant lights twinkled above like stars, descending to unveil a world of enchantment, blending seamlessly with the crackle of joy that filled the air. Families mingled as they celebrated their connections, the essence of community palpable as evening settled over Aldrich Hollow. Hand in hand, Ethan and Aiden leaped into the festivities, the laughter echoing delightfully, a sound equal parts innocence and unwavering joy. They played games, threw beanbags at painted holes, and even attempted to bob for apples, splashing water and giggling through every minor failure. It was a shining moment, childhood encapsulated fully, layered with the love that defined their family. It was a day of pure magic. Underneath all the excitement, however, an undeniable undercurrent flowed through it, and each passing moment filled with both exhilaration and urgency, a yearning brimming on the edge of his consciousness. The deeper questions, a search for identity buried within him, pressed ever more insistently for resolution, begging to emerge into the light, yet still felt elusive. He loved his family deeply, there was no denying that. But as he celebrated under the twinkling lights, shadows of uncertainty danced at the periphery of his mind, calling him to explore his origins further. As the clock struck 8, the festival shifted into a gathering at the town square. Families stood ready, eyes twinkling in anticipation as the mayor stepped up to the microphone. He welcomed everyone to share in the spirit of community, applauding each family's effort to create booths, games, and activities that infused Aldrich Hollow with warmth and connection. Though a buzz of excitement surrounded them, Aiden's turmoil simmered just below the surface, crashing against the shores of his mind like the waves of the lake nearby. He caught Ethan's eye, his brother's enthusiasm shining brightly amidst a sea of laughter. The gentle tug of emerging dread pulled at him, but that hadn't extinguished Aiden's courage. He had shared a glimmer of his vulnerability before, and that insight had done wonders to fortify their bond. Perhaps tonight, surrounded by warmth, surrounded by love, would be the moment to share more. Maybe it was time to address the questions caught within his heart. The mayor's speech meandered, focused on connections shared, and the joy derived from finding home within the embrace of community. As he described the spirit of togetherness of shared stories and intertwined lives, Aiden felt those echoing sentiments intensive in his chest, weaving through the thick tension he felt over identity. Just as he leaned towards Ethan to share his thoughts, the mayor's words suddenly shifted focus. And now, we'll invite the winners of our annual family pumpkin painting contest." Cheers erupted, swirling excitement through the gathered crowd as Nea, standing a few paces away, nudged Lucian beside her. "At us," she declared, sparkles of pride lighting up her eyes as she motioned towards their impressive creation. Unbeknownst to the boys, they had swept the competition with their dazzling pumpkin. With hands raised high and beaming smiles, Nea, Lucian, Ethan, and Eden stepped forward to join the gathering, proud, hearts swelling with joy. As the pumpkins displayed for the contest were introduced, Eden's chest fluttered. Amid the clapping and cheers, he caught a whisper of encouragement from Ethan, instilling a deeper sense of belonging. The warmth he felt spread its wings, eclipsing the shadows, swirling in his mind, enabling him to momentarily push them aside. Among the several entries that day, the lovingly crafted pumpkin painted in an array of colors, decorated with sparkly leaves and shiny embellishments, sparked the awe and admiration of everyone in attendance. "Look at them," Ethan pointed, joy radiating from every pore. "That's our pumpkin, our castle." Their family had managed to create something magnificent together. When they were awarded the coveted blue ribbon, cheers rang out, swelling all around them. Eden couldn't help but grin widely, overwhelmed by the excitement emanating from his parents and brother. The energy buzzed like fireflies dancing under the soft moonlight, casting a spell of joy over the crowd as they turned to celebrate. Once the excitement settled, Eden felt an eager pull to connect his own bubbling curiosity with the joy radiating around him. With a moment of celebration intertwined with the powerful notion of community, he felt emboldened. "Ethan," he whispered, his heart racing, "can we talk again? Sure, after we get our blue ribbon, okay?" Ethan chimed, pink cheeks shining. When he turned back to face their proud parents, the warmth of family enveloped him, but Eden felt amid the gaping tidal wave of emotion swelled inside when the pivotal moment arrived. Later that evening, filled with resplendent joy, the family strolled the festival once again, hands intertwined, hearts aligned. As the laughter drifted into the evening shadows, Eden felt the spark of authenticity igniting within him. That beneath the glowing lights reflecting the love of shared connections, he sought out the right moment to tend to the worries festering beneath the surface. Underneath an archway of twinkling lights, Eden pulled Ethan aside, glancing nervously back at their family, the festival fading softly in the background as they danced colors across night. "Ethan, can we sit for a moment? I have something important to say," he murmured softly, apprehension edging his words. Ethan nodded, earnestness written across his face. "Of course, let's find a quiet spot." He led Eden to an alcove beyond the crowd, an idyllic nook where the laughter and excitement of the festival faded, replaced by a world colored by the connection oscillating between brothers. With his heart pounding, Eden sat down on a wooden bench, his palms clammy with uncertainty. He looked out at the shimmering lights before him, reflecting the beauty of the moment, his thoughts twisting within. How could he express what he needed to say? How could he share the complexities of his heart? "Eden?" Ethan observed, cautious but concerned. "You're kinda scaring me." Eden took a deep breath, the air crystallizing with the weight of everything he felt simmering beneath the surface. "I've been thinking a lot. About us. About me." "What do you mean?" Ethan's brow furrowed, an invisible thread of worry anchoring them together. "I know we play together, and you see me as your brother, and I love that. But sometimes I feel like I'm not really me. Like I can't find my way. My beginnings, they are different than yours." His heart raced as he spoke, the truth nestled delicately within, words wrapping around emotions kept hidden, waiting to be revealed. Ethan frowned, brows knitting together as he processed Eden's confession, his innocence now stripped bare by vulnerability. "What do you mean by beginnings? But you? Eden swallowed, his heart racing. "I was created differently, Ethan. I didn't come like you did. I'm a clone. I have all of you in me, but sometimes I feel empty inside because I don't know how to be myself." As those final words slipped through, it was as if a floodgate had opened. A torrent of emotions roared forth, seeking release. Ethan's expression shifted, reflection blooming in the depths of his blue eyes. There was a pause where silence settled between them, a moment hung suspended in time, a pulse of understanding connecting their hearts. Eden felt exposed, raw, vulnerable, and yes, a whisper of hope beckoned him gently. "Will you still you? You're my brother, Eden. It doesn't matter how you came into being. What matters is you're here with me. And I like you just the way you are." Ethan replied earnestly, his voice filled with unwavering conviction. "You're my brother. You are Eden." The weight of Ethan's words wrapped around Eden like a shield against doubt, pressing securely against the tender corners of his heart. In that moment, clarity blossomed vibrantly between them, casting aside the shadows that had danced so ominously before. Eden felt the warmth of acceptance threading through him, gently nudging fear aside in favor of understanding. "I'm I'm still learning what that means, Aiden said softly, tears brimming in his eyes as hope ignited within him. But I want to be here with you, with Mom and Dad. I don't want to let my worries hold me back. A smile broke across Ethan's face, his enthusiasm blooming high now like sunshine, piercing through clouds. Then you're already halfway there, because you want to be you, Aiden, just like I want to be me. Let's discover what that means together. Emotions washed over Aiden, a tide of relief flooding through him. At that moment, he realized that what mattered wasn't how he had come to be, but the relationships fostered, nurtured, and embraced within their family. Their strength emanated from Ethan, a light illuminating the deep bond they shared. It wasn't merely a connection born of nature, but an entity forged through love, acceptance, and unwavering support. Thank you, Aiden said, the words punctuated by the thrum of truth spilling into the night as he placed his hand on his brother's shoulder. You always make me feel better. Being with you helps me to understand that we are more than our beginnings. We can take this path together. As they resumed their stroll back to find their parents, the surrounding festivities swelled with laughter, colors, a vivid tapestry of joy that enveloped them. Aiden felt lighter, freer from the burdens of uncertainty, ready to embrace the journey of discovering who he was beneath it all. His connection with Ethan fostered something deeper. It warmed the spaces once filled with doubt, illuminating every corner of his heart. Together, they reached Nia and Lucian, who had transformed themselves into playful clowns, mischievously inviting laughter and excitement from the gathering crowd of children they had amassed. When Nia caught sight of them, her eyes sparkled with delight, not just for what they had accomplished at the festival, but for the brothers' apparent unity encapsulated in every joyful squirm. There you are, I was just searching for you too, they exclaimed, beaming. Did you have fun? Yeah? Aiden and I just talked about brother stuff, Ethan replied, glancing sideways at Aiden, a knowing smile curling his lips. Aiden felt his cheeks flush, hope radiating within him as the warmth of belonging pulled safely around them. Brother stuff, Lucian echoed, raising an eyebrow. Is that what you're calling emotional bonding now? Laughter erupted, cascading through the air like confetti as every ounce of unease melted under the comfort of love filling the thick night. Yes, their family had its unique flavors, its intricate threads weaving in and out, but they were undeniably a family blooming in love and authenticity. As the evening wound its way deeper, with laughter swelling and voices mingling into a harmonious echo of community, Aiden sat with his family, hearts drawn closely together, encased in a cocoon of connection, every shared experience, every joy adding to the tapestry of their lives. Under a sky festooned with stars, they watched as the moon slowly rose high above, radiating a silvery glow over Eldritch Hollow. Those precious moments unfolded gently as they exchanged stories, shared hope, and immersed in laughter that transcended any shadows clinging within. The festival culminated with anticipated fireworks, each explosion igniting moments of wonder, memories painted bright against the dark canvas of the night. Aiden felt his heart swell with appreciation for this life forged together of laughter shared, stories told, and dreams woven intricately into their existence. Hey, Aiden. Ethan broke through the burst of noise, drawing him back from his thoughts. Yeah, Aiden replied, turning to meet his brother's gaze, feeling the warmth of their bond reflect back. I know you're still learning, but we all are, right? That's what makes us who we are, Ethan added, a twinkle of mischief sparkling in his eyes. So, what are you waiting for? Let's make more adventures together. As the fireworks erupted overhead, painting the sky with bursts of color, Aiden felt the resolve crystallize within him. The path to discovering self was not a solitary journey, it was one woven in connection with those whom they encountered along the way. He would no longer shy away from the uncertainties that lingered. Instead, he would embrace the love and community all around him that had cradled him since the beginning. And so, hand in hand under the brilliant night sky, Aiden and Ethan cheered alongside their family as they welcomed the beauty of the present moment, the profound understanding that they would navigate life together, shoulder to shoulder, through every heartbeat, every challenge, and every boundless adventure that lay ahead. As the final firework bloomed high above, cascading sparkles danced against the dark, Aiden felt whole nestled safely within the embrace of family, standing firmly on the ground of acceptance, united not just by blood, but by love. The echoes of laughter and joy surrounded them, a testament to the life they built together, a life filled with kindness, growth, and the inspiring bonds that created an unbreakable sense of home. And in the heart of Eldritch Hollow, the Martins continued their journey together, embodying the spirit of community and love they would carry forth a magical legacy, each day transformed into a celebration of their existence. As they walked through life together, they discovered not just who they were, but the sheer magnificence of what family truly meant.